We have Professor Dr. Bishwajay Chatterjee, Vice Chancellor of UEM Jaipur. We have Professor Dr. Pradeep Kumar Sharma, Registrar and Provost of UEM Jaipur. As a speaker, we have Mr. D.R. Dhariwalji with us. Mr. Dhariwalji has contributed to global corporates for last 40 years, out of which 20 years as a CEO. Mr. D.R. Dhariwalji also worked as President and CEO at Eicher Motors, Aditya Birla Group, and Tirumali Chemicals. Currently, he's also associated with a lot of startups, and he's mentoring them. And he's also associated with UEM Jaipur as a advisor at Incubation Center, and is a well-known personality in the field of innovation and entrepreneurship. And I hope that all the faculty members and students will take this opportunity and will gain something from this workshop. Now, I want to ask Dr. Pradeep sir to take over from here.
First of all, I would like to welcome sir over here. Again, it's very nice to meet you over this platform and to hear something which is definitely, because earlier sessions were very, you can say, inspirational for teachers and students. So I hope this session will definitely will work out in a very positive manner, because we need some positive thoughts and you can say some positive vibes at this time, because all over the globe there is a positive thought that okay, this pandemic situation will be over within 5 to 6 months or so. So definitely it will require to boost our energy and to work out in a very positive manner. Sir, I just want to ask you one thing, because you have a very very large experience in mentoring the startups and entrepreneurs. My question will be that what piece of advice would you give to our college graduates who want to become entrepreneurs, and how they can see entrepreneurship and innovations as a career opportunity? Can you kindly please elaborate on that?
That's great. Good morning to everyone. I think we have started with a wonderful question, which is very relevant for discussion in today's environment. I'll answer this question giving you a few examples. Some may be local examples of Jaipur, some may be national and international examples. But because this is a workshop, the focus would be to give you a practical touch to what I am talking, so that every participant, whether they are the faculty members or the student community, they can easily grasp it. You can make your notes also about the things which you are going to discuss. I'm really delighted to be with you all to share my thoughts on the most relevant and very important topic for the younger generation in today's global environment. Our today's topic has 5 important keywords: workshop, entrepreneurship, innovation, career, and opportunities. These words are very powerful. They have very deep meaning. And to really draw the benefit of this, when we go through the examples, I think many questions may arise, which will impart a lot of learnings and also help you to work out your journey map. Workshops help in making way easier for individuals to understand, learn, and practice. Innovation keeps you ahead in the market. In whatever product or services you want to do, you become a trendsetter in the market. Innovation is a key word. Making, choosing, selecting a career is in everyone's hand. Career is not a gift given to you. Career is a long journey, which each person finds for himself or herself. Unlimited opportunities exist in this world for every human being. It is for each one of us to think, understand, rethink, and work out the right opportunity to build our own career. I thank your Vice Chancellor, Chatterjee Saab, Professor Pradeep Kumar ji, management of UEM, for inviting me to share my thoughts with you all today. I have associated with UEM for last few years. It is great to see the passion of the students and the faculty towards entrepreneurship and innovation. Early last year, I was at your campus, interacted with many student teams who have initiated many innovative projects and are being working to move forward. 2020, our planet has experienced an unprecedented pandemic which has impacted the life of every human being in every corner of the world, irrespective of the age, education, financial status, cultural background, and so on. Rule of the game has changed globally for everyone. The way we work, the way we live, the way we study, the way we do our business, our social equations have experienced a dramatic change. We are reminded of the Spanish flu of 1918, post World War I. This was the worst ever flu which impacted the lives of people across the globe. 1/3 of the world population was impacted, including our country. Millions of people died globally. People of the world could make a great comeback, stage a success story, and that's why we all exist today in every part of the planet. This was the age when there were no vaccines, no medicines, no medical research, no internets, no emails, no satellites, no drones, no aircrafts. But still, the passion the humanity had could conquer that situation. Today, we are in a much better situation because world has developed. At that time, universities were not there, only very few in the world. Today, we have advanced in the 100 years to a great extent. So we should not get worried or panic that what is happening now. We all need to have patience and self-confidence that we'll be able to conquer the challenges of today. We'll be required to reskill ourselves, acquire and apply new knowledges in every field. Tomorrow's world will require more use of artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, environmental studies, IoT, etc. The way we do business will undergo big change. Many businesses will vanish. Many new opportunities will come. Work culture and business equations will be different. We all have the capabilities to conquer and move forward. We need not worry at all, but remain focused and passionate in our career journey. A few minutes before the start of this program, I was interacting with your Vice Chancellor and your professor. And one of the points that came out from them was how an idea moves to a success. If we can highlight some practical examples that will inspire the participants. So I made some small changes in what I'm scheduled to talk. So I start with an example of a university campus of Rajasthan. This is from an all-women university. There are 3 girls of the final year who had an idea or a dream or a desire that we should do something to offer healthy food to the people who travel on the national highways, so that when people are traveling, they get a hygienic, healthy food. These students met me about 2 years back at one of the campus programs, and the question I raised to them was, is this idea that inspires you to work, or do you feel that the people whom you are going to do this project, do they really need this? Because in any project, an idea becomes successful if your potential customer has a need for it. Unless there is a need felt by the user or the buyer or the potential customer, no project will work. An idea remains idea. So I suggested to them, why don't you go to the highway and stand near the toll gate where vehicles stop, and just chat with the people for a couple of minutes to really understand if something like this is done, how would they respond? These 3 girls spent a week there and came back and said, sir, this project will not work, because it was our idea that it's a good project, but the user doesn't feel the need of it. They said people who travel on highway said that their priority number 1 is reaching their destination at the earliest. Reaching there safely is the second priority. And they said, as far as the food is concerned, it is not a big challenge, because a lot of alternate options are there. We can buy packed stuff, cookies, biscuits, namkeen. If that doesn't work, we can buy fruits, which are hygienic, healthy. So they said, this is not our priority, and we don't want to spend time while traveling to find the right food. So they had to drop this idea. So idea has to be validated is very important. A customer who's going to spend money on your idea, how comfortable he or she is important. What did the girls do next? Because they were passionate to do a startup. So they thought over for a couple of months and came back with an idea that we are an all-girls university, and we have a lot of girls staying in the hostel in the campus. So is it possible that we can make snacks of that nature, homely snacks, which can delight these girls and then fit into the pocket size of their budget? And they said, we'll get this food made by housewives who are staying in Jaipur. So the focus was all women girl startup. Customers are all girls who stay on the campus, and food or snacks are made by these by the housewives, maybe 3, 4, 5 kilometers radius. So it is in the campus, and they identified various housewives, tested their products, distributed free samples for evaluation, validation to the consumers or the final customers. Price band was identified in such a way that products cost between 50 rupees to 125 rupees, so that children don't have difficulty in spending that much money. The work started. Packaging was to be worked out. The logistics were to be worked out. Ultimately, because it was only one campus, so there were no difficulties or challenges, but they could really deliver the product. 2 months, the pilot went very well. Work started. People were very positive, and there came the COVID-19. Hostels were closed, university closed, students had to go away. The startup came to stand still. Now, these things will happen in life. Today is X reason, tomorrow is a Y reason, day after tomorrow is Z reason. So these girls, 3 girls were one from Uttar Pradesh, one from Haryana, and one from interior of Rajasthan. So they were concerned what to do next. We don't know when the universities will open, when we'll start. So that was a big challenge. So these girls, when they interacted with me again, the first requirement was learn the new skills. Remote management of a business, sitting at different locations of the country. So that was the first challenge. Second thing was, who is our new customer? So universities are closed, hostels are closed. So they said our new customers will be the families of Jaipur city. Families will have school-going children, college-going children, and so on. The next challenge was the menu has to undergo a big change because parents would like to eat something different, school kids would like to eat different, college kids would like to eat different. So they had to do a re-engineering with the chefs to work out a new menu card, price band of that nature. Then when you deliver the material into the city during the COVID time, it is important that logistics. Anybody cannot go and deliver food to your house. People have to be from a respected organization who are trusted by the people that they are hygienic people, they take care of the stuff, and people have no risk in eating that food. So housewives were trained, logistic agencies were identified. All this was done in a span of just 8 weeks. Payment portal is created to be required because it is now external customers and not campus internal customers. A different nature of packaging was created because logistics can be 5 kilometers, 8 kilometers, 10 kilometers. So the packaging. Now these girls remotely learned all these things to work out and operate, to implement this in a span of 8 weeks. To support this, they identified a few students from the first year of the campus who can be interns to support the startup for if there is a local issue or challenge that comes out, to support them. They started the work. They use a social media, Instagram, blog writing, because it required a different nature of marketing approach. And they started the work. Then they felt that, yes, why not we make birthday cakes for small kitty parties, for other office parties. A lot of things were alternately worked out. Then festival gift packages, gift hampers were made where they are of dry fruits or sweets or a thing. And they tried various things and learned to do this business remotely. 3 months, they moved forward successfully. And there came a big corporate organization who supports startup. And they said, we want to take over this organization's 50% equity, work for you, and jointly and make the investment and do the scale up. Since now 2 months, this organization is attached to a bigger organization who has taken 50% of the equity. Now, the purpose of giving this example is alertness, quick response, understanding the behavior of the customer, working out things which can fit into the needs and trust of the customer. These things depend on how strong is the team, how good is the team, how synergy exists in the team, and so on. So the purpose of giving the example was to tell you about the journey, how situation force you to rethink. So don't stick to one idea. Keep on revalidating your idea, identify who's your target customer, work on it, understand your customer, and move forward. Now, here, before I move further, if there are any further specific questions, I will be keen to take them up right now before I move further, and maybe many more maybe 1 or 2 more breaks, we'll have the question answers. So please feel free to ask questions.
Sir, I will be having one question regarding
Okay.
this particular session. What you, as per your idea, what are the tricks? Means top 3 skills or tricks. What you can say? What would you say that 3 top skills needed to be a successful entrepreneur?
Wonderful. I think I was trying to take up in the second part of it. Now I will cover that part. To become a successful entrepreneur, it is important that the following leadership qualities or the enterprise management strategies are important. First important thing I say is be ready to challenge yourselves. That means don't take things for granted. Don't take it easy. Be ready to challenge yourself. Be open to take some calculated risk. I'm using the word calculated risk. Believe in yourself. Many times what happens is that we get carried away because of free advice from everywhere. Free advice is very easily possible. But important is how much self-confidence you have, how much passion you have about what you do. And take suggestion, advice from the people, but don't act on it till you validate it. I remember read somewhere that Henry Ford once said, whether you think you can do it or you can't do it, in both situations you are right. Believe that you can succeed, you will really find ways to succeed and conquer the hurdles. But if you think that you can't do it, you will have a list of excuses and no excuses only. So that self-confidence is very important. Self-belief is very important to move forward. Another important aspect is have a vision, a dream, a plan, what I really aim to do it. And then the next important quality is ability to act on your dreams. Act. The world is full of great ideas, but success only comes to those who really take action, who really work on ideas. The promoter of Disneyland, Walter Disney, once said, the easiest way to get started is to quit talking and start doing. Talking is endless. Discussions are endless. So move from that stage to action stage. That is important. Another important attribute is when you do a business or when you do any challenging role, you need to have patience. Don't expect magic to happen or a miracle to happen. No one succeeds immediately. Every successful person in the world was once upon a time a beginner. So it is important that when you start some activity in your career, have patience that success will take time and you move step by step. It is, we say, climb the staircase is a healthy approach rather than just using an elevator. A few more important qualities or factors are manage your own energy wisely. Your energy limits are quite large. Don't waste it. Be cool. Utilize your energy the right way. Build a great team. Find people who are like-minded, having a lot of synergy, having self-commitment, and build your team. Team plays an important role in success of any enterprise, any business, any industry, or any organization. Set your goals and targets and have time milestone to measure your goals and target. Be open to learn from your own mistakes or observe others and correct yourself, because mistakes are not failure. Mistakes are beginning in your journey of success. The most important thing that comes for any enterprise or any co-founder or any promoter is, how much do you know or understand your customer? Because customer decides your success. If you are able to win and delight the customer, he rewards you. Customer can add value to your product and services. Customer can multiply your business. Customer is very powerful. So it's very important that customer focus has to be there from idea stage till the last stage. And the most important thing for any enterprise or startup is spend money wisely. When a new startup comes up, money is not available. No investor would like to give you money. Even family members and friends would like to give you limited amount. So money is limited. So when you spend your money in the start stage, initial stages, be very careful. Don't spend money to show off. You will become bankrupt. So be very cautious, be very careful to use the money in the most judicious way. If these points are kept in mind, I am very confident that any startup anywhere can really be a great enterprise. Professor Saab, I think I try to touch upon
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
points to that.
Thank you, sir.
Let me move forward with some more examples before I take more questions.
Sir, I'd like
I'm
to
giving an
request all
example.
the participants. Yeah, if participants can raise their hand if they have any question. So kindly raise your hand and directly can ask any question related to this topic to sir.
Yeah.
You kindly raise your
So
hand if you are interested. Yes, sir.
So maybe after this one more example, we'll have a Q&A session. So
Yes,
at
sir.
that time, participant can feel free to ask. I'm going to talk about how an idea comes, how a venture happens. Idea is not linked to a age. Idea is not linked to a background of a person or anything. Idea can come at any time. I'm giving an example of a school girl who was just 7 years. That means she was studying in grade 2 of a school. This is an example of United States. This girl was born in 2005. When she was 7 years, at that time, she was in grade 2, and she had to accompany her dad to a dentist who was about 40 miles away. So she agreed with her dad to go along with him so that they can gossip on the way. After the meeting with the doctor was very delighted to see this little baby, and he offered her a lollipop. This girl was very thrilled, delighted, very happy, smiling, and said, "Thank you, doctor." And when she came out of the doctor's room, there was a lady sitting at the reception. And she said, "Baby, this lollipop is not good for your health. You will spoil your teeth. Don't eat it. This girl of 7 years got a big shock. Doctor gives me, children like it, and this lady tells me not to eat it. She was confused. So the entire return journey, she was discussing, debating with her dad what happened. And by the time they reached their home, they decided a new journey. Is it possible that we make a lollipop which is healthy, which is not having any harmful ingredients, and children can enjoy it? And they decided that after the school time, after the office hours, both father and daughter will sit on the computer and explore, to go into the details to understand. That means the homework on the idea is important. Next 2 years, father and daughter worked very hard. They developed a lot of samples, they did a lot of research on material, ingredients, and other things. When she was 9 years, that means she was studying in grade 4, she could develop a lollipop, which was a wonderful, healthy lollipop. And the name given to this lollipop was Zollipop, Zollipop, Zollipop. Imagine a girl studying in grade 4, how an idea came, how they did the homework, how they came out. When this girl was 9 years, that means 2014, she was studying in grade 7, and her product was available at every store in United States. Her product was also available in White House children-related events. And at that particular age, this girl decided that 10% of all the earnings will go to charities and things related to health for the kids of the country. Today, this girl is 15 years old, still in the school. She is doing business of millions and millions of dollars, and she has become a role model for many youngsters. Age is not the criteria. From where the idea comes is not a criteria. How you work to develop that idea, how you evaluate the idea or validate the idea, does it meet the requirement? Does it address the challenges which were there for the people? And she could learn on her own how to create a team of 6 members to run the things. Her dad left the job to support her to coordinate as a manager for the business, and she still goes to the school regularly. So I think there is a lot of learning that comes out, that anybody at any stage, whether you are financially strong or not, you need to have a passion to really work on the idea and go into the detail and take care of the various points which I touched upon. And I'm sure that every one of you can become a great entrepreneur and build your career. Before I move to further examples, let me take a couple of questions.
Okay, Dr. Anurag, any questions from anybody?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, I have received one question from a student via WhatsApp. I'll just read it out. So he's saying that in the last 5 years, we have seen that most of the startups are in the field of AI, machine learning, and some of the students are starting cloud kitchens. But we don't find most of the startups in the field of core manufacturing, like mechanical, electrical, and civil. So what is the reason for that? What is the hurdle? But on the other hand, when we look to China, they are leading the world in manufacturing and they're exporting it also. But on the other hand, we are lacking this thing in India. We are able to produce vaccines and we are able to export it, to other countries. But if we want to make a drone, we need to import the batteries, the propellers from China. So how we can change this thing and how we can lead the world in manufacturing?
I think it's a very good question. And I think what the participant student has asked is generally a reality. Uh, Today, the education system has groomed us in such a way that we enjoy things of this particular nature, where we create an app, work on it, and move forward. Manufacturing startups are also there. I mentor startups in more than 40 countries, and startups are in every field. There are startups who make drones. There are startups who are making things related to agriculture sector. A lot of work is being done in the agriculture field or horticulture field. A lot of developmental works are happening. Or there are people who are doing a lot of work related to the education sector, uh, where the talent from the people are brought out. But this app culture, the IT software culture, people find it more comfortable. Medical and healthcare industry has got a lot of people who have gone into manufacturing. But yes, percentage wise, whether you call it manufacturing or whether you call it services, I think maybe 15-20% people go for manufacturing, about 25-30% people go for services. Services like upgrading like departmental stores, kirana stores, so that they can also compete with others, or people who are trying to support artisans who have got a lot of skills and other things, but they do not understand how to market their product, support marketing, or gifting related things, or organizing events related things. So a lot of variety is there, but I think there is no hard and fast rule that we have to copy what China does it or what we do it. We need to be very clear that I have a passion for X. I would like to make and supply only birthday related cakes, specialty cakes. That means I'm using my brain power to design cakes, to create the healthy ingredients for the cakes and do it. Nothing wrong in that. Or I can get them done from outside. Let me give you an example of manufacturing. There is a young schoolboy in Jaipur. Now he has moved to college. When he was in class 11th, he felt that I should do something of my own. And he analyzed that I should do something new, because this healthy word for food or other things is a very common thing in young generation's thought process. So he said, I would like to make some good salads. So he studied a lot of variety of salads across the world. And he said, I would like to make these salads and supply to people, youngsters who are going to offices. Maybe the target audience was between 20 years to 30 years of age profile. And he hired a part-time chef from one of the hotels in Jaipur and developed about 20 different type of salads. What are things are available? He gave them specific names and created two bottle sizes, one of 75 rupees, one of 125 rupees. And he went office to office personally. He had only one helper, a part-time chef to guide him, and he himself. So he used to go to office, and his target was, if I can sell 10 jars a day, it'll be a good beginning. But in the end of the first month itself, he could sell about 25 jars a day. And in 6 months, he reached about 100 jars a day. It is about 3 years this project is on in Jaipur. Now this boy is still a student in the college. He has moved to Bombay, but he manages the business remotely, and he has added a lot of things, like he has made a lot of snacks added to that, a lot of smoothies added to that, and he's been able to do, and on an average, he's able to do a few lakh business every month in Jaipur city itself. So now he wants to become a national player. He wants to make some specialty cookies and other things, which can be sold across the country and so on. So age and things are not criteria. He likes making things, he likes selling. Because when you enjoy it, you can do it. There is no ready-made formula to change the mind of the people. So the individuals have to do it, they can really do it. Let me give you another example. There is a startup that has come up in Punjab. There is a housewife who is around at the age of 48. She felt that she has got a lot of free time. Kids are settled, husband is busy with a job. She wanted to do something on her own. She was very keen when the children were young to make special cookies, millet cookies, healthy cookies for the children. So sometimes guests used to visit her house and she used to offer them also these cookies. And guests were very delighted and they were keen. Why don't you sell it to us? Make it and sell it. She took it very lightly. At the age of 48, she picked up that idea. A lady who has never done a business, she doesn't have money, doesn't understand marketing, she doesn't have equipment, but she had a good recipe. She had a good liking of taste, understanding of the ingredients. So she started this work by putting about 20,000-30,000 rupees and start selling these things, made some small packets and started going to offices, distributing free samples to people. And she was surprised that people were very delighted. And she really started working how to do it. She found that there was an order from one of the companies that they wanted to give this cookies to their employees. And there was an order of about 50 boxes of these cookies. She had limitation of resources. So she inquired and went to the agriculture university where a lot of farmers come and they have this fair and other things. She discovered that they have a lot of equipments there which are lying not utilized in the university. She worked out with the university to hire those equipments and use that facility. She built up her business. She was selling her cookies at 500 rupees a kg. In 8 months, she expanded her business and she did about 40 lakhs revenue. And imagine the profit was more than 60%. Today, it's now 2 years she's in the business. She has started a showroom in Punjab. She has been able to really expand the business. She has got a very good product packaging. She has given a trademark and other things. She has grown. In 2 years, her life has totally changed. So manufacturing is also a good sector, is good business. I have seen people in electronics doing a lot of manufacturing. Solar is a very big area where a lot of people are doing manufacturing. So there is nothing like opportunities are not there. It is your passion. I may not have passion for manufacturing, so I am in.
Sir, few hands are raised for questions. So can I take?
Okay. Yes, please. Because questions are very important.
Okay. Kiran Chavan is there. Kiran? Yeah. Can you ask question, Kiran? You kindly unmute yourself. You are self-muted. You kindly unmute. Kiran, you are self-muted. You kindly unmute yourself. Okay. Ranjan, are you there? Ranjan?
I think Ranjan's question is there in the chat box, so you can kindly read that out.
Okay.
Should I read it out?
Yeah. Sir Ranjan, yes, I am muted by organizers, he is saying.
I think I see one question here. what key
Yeah.
activities would you recommend entrepreneurs to invest their time in? Any other question? This is one question I can read in the chat window.
Yeah, another is Parmeshwar Prajapat is asking, entrepreneur is equal to will an idea like direct selling work for India in the coming years and how?
Okay. I think both these questions I'll touch upon when I go through a few more examples. I think both the questions will get answered.
Yes, sir. And
Uh,
Ranjan is having, yes, sir. So one question, sir, told about taking calculated risk in entrepreneurship. So how to estimate
yeah.
this? Which loss is affordable or not?
Okay. See, I think I can answer this question separately now.
Yes, sir.
See, for any idea you have, anything you want to do, just create on a paper a rectangular box and make it into 4 compartments. You can make a square box or rectangle box and do your SWOT analysis. Strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. The first is the strength. Now, whatever comes to your mind as a co-founder or a promoter, you write the top 3 strengths you see in you or your project or your idea. Try to look for weaknesses. Generally, it's difficult to write the weakness, so it may be blank. Try if you can answer that. Opportunities. Now, when you do a project or a business, what are the opportunities before you? Who will be my customer? How is the market competition? How are things? So you identify the opportunities, maybe 2 or 3 opportunities, and write it down. And threats. When you want to do work on an idea, there can be threats also. People will copy and you will be out of market. Or you feel that a better product or a better technology can come, your product will become obsolete. It can happen anything. So objective here is that when you are able to do this, you have a much bigger picture before you and you know what is the risk element you are taking. And once you are clear, on day 1 you will not be able to fill the SWOT. As the journey goes on, maybe after 1 month you update it, after 2 months you further update it, so that when you are moving forward you are clear about the possible areas, opportunities, threats and other things. And in 6 months time, when before you reach your pilot stage, you will have a clarity whether this project, what is the nature of risk you carry in doing this project. I'll cover this also in my coming examples, which I'm going to touch upon, along with the other 2 questions. So I'm going to talk about an organization from South India. There is a small village in Kerala. I'm talking of early 90s. In this village, there were no roads, there were no electricity. There were hardly any schools. A primary school up to class 3rd or 4th was there. There was a laborer who had a son and 3 daughters. He was keen to send his son to school because he thought that son should not become a laborer like me. But son was not interested in studying. He would find reasons not to study. He had no interest, no passion. And because to go to the middle school, he has to travel 10-15 kilometers on a bicycle to go to the school. So when he went to the school, in class 6th, he failed in all subjects except mathematics. And he felt it's a good reason that I will leave my studies and become a coolie like my father. Father was also happy that my son will start earning money. The school, there was a maths teacher who was very inspired by this boy's sincerity on mathematics. He went to his house and convinced his father that you need to encourage your son not to become like you, but to become something different. If he feels he has no interest or learning in things, I will spend time in the evening to teach him things. Father got convinced and he said, I will send my son. But the son was not convinced. The teacher asked the child, do you want to become a coolie like your father or a teacher like me? And I think that cleared the deal, because this boy felt teacher is highly respected. And if people start respecting me, it will make a big difference. He repeated the class 6, though he felt very bad in repeating a class. But in the class 7, he was the class topper. The efforts and the inspiration of the teacher could give a new life to this boy. And he became a school topper in class 10 and then got a scholarship to become an engineer at NIT. And after becoming an engineer, he said, I can take up a job and I don't have to look back to become a laborer. Motrela offered him a job in Ireland. This boy from the village, nobody has ever seen an aircraft or a plane. This boy was thrilled. The village people were thrilled that somebody from our place will sit in an aircraft and go to Ireland, work for a company. He went to Ireland, but he was not happy with the culture of the people. He was always remembering the village, the people in the village. So he was on the lookout, I should change the job. In 3 months itself, he got a placement with Citibank in Dubai, and the salary was 1 lakh rupee. He moved to Dubai, and in a couple of months, he sent a packet along with his friend to his father of 1 lakh rupee. The people in the village were weeping. A boy of a village can earn 1 lakh rupee a month. It really he became a role model for his entire village. He worked there for a few years, and then he had 3 dreams. Dream number 1, be close to parents and help them. Dream number 2, I should do more education studies. Dream number 3, can only one person of my village become like me, or can I help other people in the village to become like me? So these 3 things were making him feel that he should come back to India and do something. He quit the job, came back to India, and then he started thinking what to do. No work, nothing. He had some money saved. One of his cousins moved from that village, moved to Bangalore and was running a kirana shop. He moved to Bangalore and spent time with the cousin to see what is the boy doing. One day he observed that there were a lot of ladies who were coming to the shop with some plastic carry bag and giving some white material. This boy inquired, what is this? She said, these ladies make the idli dosa batter and make some 4 or 5 packets and go to shop and give it to them to sell this product. Now this boy felt, can there not be some hygienic way? This is how the idea gets developed. Can there not be some hygienic way of making these products? And his cousin said, it requires an investment to have some machines, maybe 20, 30, 40,000 rupees. These ladies can't afford. And then if machines are there, production will be large and there will be no customers to buy that because competition is so large. So he asked his cousin how much money is required to make the machines? And the cousin said, maybe about 25,000 rupees. And this boy gave him 25,000 rupees and said, let us do something and see if we can start with 20 packets a day. And in 6 months, can we make 100 packets a day? A new idea came, a new purpose got created, a new objective. And they started the business. And they said, if we observe for 6 months, they identified 10 shops in the town. And they said, we'll give the product only to these 10 shops in Bangalore and let them market this product. They observed that when they were marketing this product, if there are 5 packets given, 3 may be sold, 2 are not sold. And when there is a summertime, some of the packets bust. That means they can sell only in the shop which has a refrigerator to keep this material. Challenges were there, difficulties were there. So they improved upon it, and in 6 months they crossed more than 100 packets a day. That was a time when this boy said, yes, we can start investing it. They invested few lakhs, expanded the business. This was in the year 2005. The birth of this company took place, and this boy from IIM Bangalore did his MBA during that time. And 2015, this company had a turnover of 100 crores. More than 1,100 people of his village were employed in this business. Their products are marketed in different cities of the country. Their products are also manufactured and marketed in Gulf countries. And in 2020, this company not only makes idli dosa batter, but a lot of variety of other batters, parathas, and they are more than 500 crores turnover. So you may start from anywhere. How you interface with the customer, how you develop your ideas, how you gradually build your dreams, how you move forward can make a total change. And many people who are doing this business much before have remained there itself. So your strategy to scale up, your strategy to see that you move step by step are very important. This is a manufacturing business which has a shelf life, and this has become a great brand not only in India but Gulf countries. The name of this company is ID Fresh. You can find more details about this company on Google search. And it's a very inspiring case study. How a person with such a background could become a national figure who has really been able to do a lot of great things. Mustafa is the name of this person, and this is a company which has really done a lot for the people of the village. The lifestyle of many families in the village has changed. Village has taken a new look, and this person feels more delighted that having come back to India, he has achieved all the 3 purposes. I am sure that this example would really make you feel that it is in your hands, that if you follow some of the steps which I said earlier, great things can happen. Any more questions right now? I think I have some more time. As I told you that I'm not going to talk on theoretical things. Yes, please.
Yeah. Sir, one question is coming again from Kiran Chavan. I need guidance on how to manage marriage planning for new entrepreneurs who don't have any business background, like entrepreneurs from Maharashtrian family.
Okay. I think the examples I gave, none of these persons had any business background at all. So never be worried, what is my education? Never be worried what is my family background. Never be worried ki am I rich or
हा
poor.
माझं ते
These
वर्कशॉप चालू आहे बसा हा
these things
ते
are your mental
माझं
block.
PhD पण चालू आहे ना
Dr. Sharma, I think you
PhD
kindly mute
ते-
that person whom you unmuted.
म्हणजे आता कोरोनाचा फायदा
Hello, kindly unmute yourself. Kindly mute yourselves.
I think
Done, sir.
I'm
Done.
going to give you an example that one of the startups from Delhi, whom I've been mentoring, this boy comes from a business family. They have been in business for maybe 50 years. This is a young boy who just came out of the college, wanted to do big online business. So his interest was in music system for cars. He has no idea, no background, nothing, how to market online because they were in business of an offline business. So this boy started selling some of the products through available platforms like Amazon, Flipkart, Snapdeal, and all that. He has not understood how these people do business. So in the process, in the first 2 years, he felt that he had a lot of material stuck at different storage locations of these companies in the country, maybe 30-40 lakhs. Huge inventory of material. He had borrowed about few crores from the market, banks, financial institutions to run this business. And he was incurring a huge loss and making a monthly payment of interest of more than 5 to 6 lakhs a month interest. Market was not giving him more money, supplies. So even he went to the extent of borrowing money on his credit card, 10 lakh rupees, paying a monthly interest of 1 lakh rupee a month. That was the state of affair. So a person coming from a business background can also do a lot of blunders. So how did it today, in 2 years' time, his life has changed? What did he do differently? First thing that he has understood, importance of money management of a business. Second thing he has understood, is he running business to pay interest or is he running business to create profit so that he can have bread and butter? That realization was important. Third important thing is, can we do business without inventory? Can we do business without stocks? Take the order and then buy the material. Can the material, you take Maruti Udyog, they make a car a minute. They don't stock material for more than 8 hours in the factory. But plant runs every day. Plant doesn't stop. You create a culture of that nature to see that everyone is synchronized to do the brought about changes. Then he said, I should do business. People pay in advance and I sell the product. Not that I give material to Amazon, they stock the material, they collect the money, pay after 15 days. So there is a huge cycle of money. Eliminate this. So about 18 months back, he created his own website, started a lot of innovative ideas, collecting 1 minute or 2 minutes video feedback from the customers, put on YouTube, put on his website. New marketing strategies, weekly review system. That means it is not that you don't review your business. Startups have a big problem, they don't review the business. So we say for a startup, 7 days is a month. And we must have a weekly progress review. And the review should not take more than 10 minutes. And the review should be done on 5 or 6 important parameters. And to make a report, it should not take more than 5 minutes. This system was introduced in always previous 3 weeks, the current week, and the next 2 weeks. So on one sheet, you have all the figures of these 6 parameters. So you know you are stagnant, you are going down, you are going up. this system was introduced, no credit sale, website, no sales return. You imagine Amazon, Flipkart have more than 40% sales return. So your money is further blocked. In first 3 months, because of his clients' feedback and review, his video feedbacks, his marketing strategies could really impact to bring the customer, and he started doing business of 1 lakh per day on his own website, and all this with advance payment. Inventory of 50 lakhs have come down to 5 lakhs. On no day the inventory will be more than 5 lakhs. And today he does about 2 lakhs of revenue every day. And today his monthly net profit after paying interest is more than 12 lakhs a month. After paying, presently he is paying about 3.5 lakhs of monthly interest. In the last 1.5 years, he has paid his liabilities of maybe more than 1.5 CR. And he's targeting that by February next year, February 2021, he will be able to pay off all the debtors, all outstanding loans and other things. And that means straight away 3.5 lakhs more added to his monthly profit. So it is not that if you have a family background of money management or a business background, you can do well. I have seen that people who do not come from business background have created more success stories in every field. And I can give you plenty of examples of people not coming from business background, family of that nature. But a good team is what is required. A committed team, a good patience, a customer vetted out product, and focus to see that you honor the commitments you made to the customer, great things will happen. Don't cheat your customer. Remember, customer relationship is not a one-time transaction. A customer joins with you is a lifelong customer for you. So take the customer as a family member, whether you have 10,000 customers, 1 lakh customers, respect them. I think short term you may lose something, but in a long term, customers multiply customers. Remember that great things can happen. So family background of business is not important. Hope I have answered the question.
Yes, sir. Dr. Anurag, any question?
Actually, I have one question that what key activities would you recommend entrepreneurs to invest their time in?
See, as I told you, if I want to become an entrepreneur, what should my first activity? I should make up my mind. I want to do a business. I want to do business in healthcare sector or electronic sector or education sector. You decide some sector where you have interest. Look for 1 or 2 more people who have similar passion. They need not be friends of the college. They need not be same batchmate or classmate, but they can be from anywhere. People who have similar passion, interest for that sector. Now, when all these 2 or 3 people are together, now they should start working. The next important target is, who is my customer? Where do I find it? Are my customers in metro cities? Are my customers in rural area? Are my customers school-going children? Are my customers college-going children? Are my customers youngsters? Are my customers seniors? You need to define what is my target customer audience. Where do I find this audience? That is important. Then the next step required here is you have identified a team, you have identified your target audience. Now the question comes is, What should I do? I don't decide on my own, yeah, I'll make this product to market it, or I create this app. It will not work. No, entrepreneur must, if there are 2 or 3 members, they should decide that we do a sample survey, that each person we interact with 100 potential customers. If we have identified a target segment, find out, go and meet these people anywhere. Remember, a future customer or a successful customer is one who is not your relative, not your family member, not your friend, because they they will not like to disappoint you. They will never give you a right feedback. It is very important that the person who gives the feedback should not be a known person, unknown person. Go and introduce yourself and say, see, the Prime Minister encourages startup culture in the country. Our university encourages this. So we would like to become startup, create a startup and do something. And we understand that if you can guide us, it will help us. So be humble, interact with the people, people will respond. But if you go and say, we want to make a product of this nature, we want your input and all that, people will not be interested in even talking to you. So how you approach a person plays an important role. Understand. Make your notes. Be a listener and make your notes. Don't feel shy in making your notes. Put together your notes after you meet 100 people. Sit down all together, deliberate for next 10, 12, 15 days, and make the 10 priorities, the 10 good ideas that come out, what customers are having the pain. Built upon that, and tell these people, sir, when we make some prototype or something, we may come back to you for your trial advice. I am sure that you will support us. So you build a culture of that nature, great things happen, and then you start moving on. So how much is your homework? How much is your pre-pilot effort mixing? Generally, we talk of a startup and a normal business. What is the difference between the two? A normal business, somebody gives you idea, family gives the idea, or friends give you idea, we start it and go forward. And as the problems keep coming, we solve the problems and move forward. In a startup, this is not a story. In a startup, the process is very different. You need to be clear, who is my customer, what are the present solutions, present challenges the customer has. Can I develop a solution which is superior to the available challenges which people have, available solutions people have? So it is a participative way to evolve a product, evolve a business proposal. And for that, a good team is required. Team where people have passion and each person is accountable. I'll say, I will devote 3 hours a week as a student. I need to devote that time. I can't say this week I'm not feeling well, so I can't devote it. Next week I have some homework assignments. Next week. When you are passionate about enterprise, it is important that you only commit that part, but you be honest to that commitment. Then only things will happen. And always when you are a team, let everyone not do all jobs. Be clear about role and accountability of each person. First, deliver your role, then support your other team member. You cannot have an excuse, I was helping him, so I didn't achieve my targets. That doesn't work. Casualness and excuses don't make an organization. So this is how the journey goes. And then before you make a pilot, you make the horoscope of a business. In startup, this is mandatory that how the organization will grow in the next 3-4 years, what products will be there, how will you scale up, how the money requirements will be there, how geographical you are. That means before you make your final product into the market, you are clear that how will the picture look like of the business in 3 to 5 years time. Whereas in a conventional business, you don't do it. So that means a much bigger level of maturity, a much bigger level of analysis, a much bigger level of homework is required. And for these things, certainly every individual needs to look for a mentor who can really give inputs. A mentor is not a consultant. A mentor is not a solution provider, but a mentor should facilitate bringing out the best which is there inside the co-founders. And every human being, every co-founder, every entrepreneur has tons of competencies. So it is not that I don't have business acumen or my family. I have those qualities. Suppose you have 100 rupees and somebody tells you to go and spend the money, you will be very cautious. I should get it at the best price. You will check at the 3 places before you buy it. So this is a business approach. So it is not that you don't have these qualities, but you don't use them very often. So here is a situation where you have to wake up and bring out these qualities to be applied to see that you move really forward. So I think this is in a nutshell what can be done, how people can do it. I think I have many examples which I want to share, but before I conclude it and take 1 or 2 more questions, because I was told that my time goes up to 12:30 as the upper limit. So we have about 12-13 minutes. I'll take about 4-5 minutes to give you an example. This is a very, very classic role model example in India. I think this is a great success story. There was a old guy who had 3 sons, and this person was doing some job work for pharma sector. That means companies make products and they will subcontract work, and this gentleman was doing this work in Gujarat. He has created the name of this company as Paras Pharmaceuticals. It was a small company. When the children were growing, father was very keen that my 3 sons should settle in the business. So when they passed out from the colleges, they started attending the business, and they realized that there's no life or charm in the business. Though the business was a few crores, they didn't enjoy the business. They said, some company is making the product, we are just processing and giving it to them. So these 3 children decided that we should do something different, but we'll do in the healthcare sector. So these people, they said, told their father that 1 year we don't want to come to this business. We want to think, analyze, plan, what can we do in this business? So they decided that they will go in 3 different directions in the country and spend 6 months. Somebody went to South India, somebody went to western part, somebody went to central or eastern part of the country. And they spent 6 months going from village to village, city to city, town to town, meeting people. And they had a lot of notebooks and diaries to make notes. They wanted to talk, they went and talked to people. If you have a headache, what do? They discovered that hundreds and hundreds of local solutions are there. Local medicines are there. A lot of things are there. Somebody will have backache, somebody will have heel crack, somebody will have a lot of these issues. And they made huge database. And they found out what type of medicines are available, what type of things people use it, why they are using it, what convinces them, who are their influencers. 6 months of field work. They sat down together for next 3 months, going through and debugging this information and identifying about 50 products, 50 nature of things, and different type of solutions which are available. Another 3 more months to zero down to 10, 12 products. And they went to their father and said, now we have some plans to work on it and move forward. Father said, you explain me. Father was delighted that my children have really done a wonderful homework. And he said, you should, whatever you do a trademark registration. Whatever things you do for these 10 products, at that time, 750 rupees was the registration fee for a trademark. And they got all these products trademark registered. It was a very difficult challenge for them. And imagine, I will name only a few of the products like Crack, Decold, Ring Guard, Edge Guard, Borosoft, and so on. They have products. Just in a couple of years, this business became a 200 crore business, a total new look, because they could understand their customer, they could understand their present solution, they could create solution using Indian material, they could manufacture things, and they could offer to these people. The brand picked up, the trademark was very popular. Suddenly there was a company, an international organization that came in, and they met this old man and said, "We want to buy your business. How much money you want?" Father said, "We don't want to sell the business." He said, "You ask the money, I am ready to pay you any price." Father said, "Let me give them a figure so that they will run away." So father said, "Give me 500 crores. And this international company said, "You want to take more time, you can think. If you want even a little more, we are open. But you be very clear that you will not go back." Because the sons were not very keen. The discussion went on for a few months. And you imagine, this company paid 3,260 crores to these people and took those 10 patents, 10, not patents, the 10 registrations of the trademark, and said, "You can keep your machine with yourself. You can keep your people with yourself, and we make it." So Paris Pharma sold this to Reckitt Benckiser, who are the people who make these products even today and market these products. They never thought that a business of this nature can expand, because they did a wonderful homework, good strategy, lot of patience, lot of analysis, and came out with the right products and built the empire. They got huge money. So each brother got 1,000 crores. What to do? Money was not the objective. They said, "We should do something again unique." And imagine, they created another basket of products which are very popular in the country. And it's totally a different category of products. And again, they capture more than 20% of the market share in India. This company makes the fog spray, a variety of sprays, fog, very popular brand. You'll find this on television every day. So I think the strategy, the approach, the analysis, and patience and reward. So I think where to spend time, how to spend time, whether you are a background of finance, whether you have marketing background, whether you have manufacturing, these things don't play important. You can acquire the skills. You can learn the tricks of the trade. It doesn't take time. And a good mentor, mentoring is not a one-time transaction. Mentoring is a journey where you have to be with a mentor for a long. Don't have too many mentors. If you have mentors, then you will be directionless. So it is important, look for the right mentor, have trust and faith in the person, and then don't look for solutions from the mentor. You bring customers to us, you introduce us to various companies. No. Mentor should bring out the best talent in you and facilitate the process that you move step by step in the right direction. You need to think, apply, and work on it. I think with this example, I come to the end of my thought sharing. It has been wonderful opportunity that I could get to talk to such a large gathering. Thanks to your Vice Chancellor. Thanks to Professor.
Yeah, one or 2 minutes more. Actually,
yeah,
we
please.
got one comment from Dr. Praful. I'm just taking that. Dr.
Okay.
Praful is saying what an inspirational session it is. Lollipop Girl story, women cookies story, etc. Tell us that there is no age criteria for any idea implementation. Wonderful session. Thanks. And
Very
Dr.
kind of
Anurag, do you have any question from the students?
Yes, sir. I have one question. I have received it from one student. I'll just read it out. Why entrepreneurship is becoming first career choice for youngsters, and how it is an essential thing to do for our graduates to help our nation.
I think this is a state of mind. I think number one, nothing is essential in life. I should do what I enjoy. In today's culture, younger generation feels that they have a lot of creative mind. They like new things. They like to have innovative approach. Like suppose we talk of a house, they can't have a house where the interiors remain same for 50 years. Time has changed. They would like to keep changing. So change has become a way of life for youngsters. So I think that is possible when you are at the stage of executing things, acting on things, understanding people. So this can be well done through an enterprise or a startup. In today's startup, you don't need big money, big ideas, big thoughts. You can be a great observer. You can observe things around you. You can be a great listener, and great ideas come to you. And a lot of simple solutions. No business has a difficult solution. Simple solutions happen, and great things can be achieved. So I think it is your state of mind. I enjoy mentoring people because in this process, I also learn a lot of things. So I do it. I like doing a business because I feel that I'm serving a lot of large cross section of the society. I do it. So you need to decide, ask the question to yourself, what delights you? Should I go for a job? Should I do my own? Where do I start? And you have to give your own answer because it is your career, it is your life. Don't go by what others tell you. Talk to yourself, you get the best answer. You take your time, don't think that you have a question and you have the answer. I think I'll just give you a small homework to all of you. I think this is a homework which you can do in about 2 hours time. Do it over next 1 month or 2 months. Free, small, simple homework I'm going to tell you. Go to Google search and find out school dropout people who have become world famous or global billionaires. On Google, you will find hundreds of such people. Pick up 4 or 5 people who are maybe 1 or 2 Indian people, few others. There'll be 1-page story about them. Just read that story. Apply your mind that this guy is a school dropout. He has become a world famous global billionaire. According to you, what was his turning point? What inspired him? What turned around? Just note down in your diary name of the person and according to you, what was the turning point. Ask the question to yourself, when will my turning point come? What will be my turning point? Don't wait for the answer. Answer one fine morning, maybe 3 months later, 1 year later, 2 years, you will get the answer. 5 people, 5 times you ask the question, 5 turning points. What? Another homework, school children below the age of 10 who have become world famous or global billionaires below the age of 10. That means these are less educated than you, less in age than you. If they can become, why not? Same one-page story, pick up 1 or 2 Indian cases, one or a few other cases, read that one-page story, ask the same question, what was the turning point according to you, and ask yourself, when will my turning point come and what will be? Another 5 questions. Third homework, physically challenged people who have become world famous. Same approach, same thing. So 6 hours homework, 3 different examples, 15 turning points are the question. Forget everything. One fine morning, you will have an answer to yourself. Don't wait for an immediate answer. You will come across, maybe visiting a place, you will get an answer. Talking to somebody, you will get an answer. Buying something, you will get an answer. It can be random answer, and that will give you an opportunity. So self-inspiration, self-motivation, and self-answering every question, because you know the pain, the best answer will come from yourself. Yes, please.
Sir, I hope this was a very wonderful session, very informative, inspirational. VC sir, I request you to kindly put some words, if possible. Sir, your voice is not coming.
Is it coming now? Is it okay
Yes,
now?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, it was really a wonderful session, and we got to understand many things. Actually, the glorious examples that you gave, sir, was really good. And I can read out, like Dr. Latarani is saying the same thing. It's a thoughtful presentation with glorious examples. This session is highly interactive. And there are, so there were 1 or 2 unanswered questions, which I believe we can get, we can again get your time in near future again, because there are 1 or 2 questions like what keeps the entrepreneur going when it is tough. This is one question. Another question, how to select which sector to start with according to my skill set. Then how to approach the investors for startup. So these are some questions which were there in the question box. Thank you, sir. I think it was really a wonderful session. Thank you so much for that.
Wonderful. Thanks a lot. It was a great experience associating with your organization. And I think I am really remembering those days when I have visited your campus on few occasions, interacted with your people. You have a wonderful team. And I think the passion you have, Chatterjee sir, is really great, that you want to encourage the younger generation to think differently, do differently, and your support and blessings are really wonderful. Great. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. You kindly bless our students so that they can be successful entrepreneurs. They have got a lot of talents, but as you know, in India, it is often becomes difficult because guardians start pressuring the students with the peers. They keep on saying that he has already got this job, earning this amount of money. Why are you again trying all this and making your life difficult? Which becomes sometimes becomes a discouragement. So I will request you kindly bless our students so that they can
Always,
be yes.
Okay. Thank
always
you, Dr.
welcome.
Anurag.
Whenever it's
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir. Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.